Oh, yeah. 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 What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? We're going to move the camera in 1 second. Sorry. I was just getting ready. Yeah, getting ready. Yeah. Yeah. I really screwed that shirt up. Whatever. So good day, YouTube. I know Greg is on his way in. He's just finishing up making some some food. We are here drinking out of Quebec, Boreal Tropique Nord, or Borili Tropique Nord. Um, yeah, which is you know what? Making fun of that trolling is just getting old now. I'm going to stop making fun of that trolling because it's just not worth my time anymore. Um, so good day, and how are you guys? I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, yeah. So like I said, we're waiting for Greg. I was out today walking the dogs. Me and the wife went out to walk the dogs, and the the prehistoric the prehistoric mosquitoes we deal with up here are insane. At one point, my wife told me to stop because she wanted to take a picture of like the 15 mosquitoes on my back because I was wearing a sweater with a hood and everything, even though it's like 20 degrees out, just to keep some of the mosquitoes at bay. And in front of me was just a swath of mosquitoes, and my dog had like a dog shaped cloud of mosquitoes on him. And the other dog had a dog shaped cloud of mosquitoes on him. And she took the picture, and there was only like 6 of them on my back, but there was ones flying around my head and everything that showed up in the picture. It wasn't just like a speck; you could see full on they were mosquitoes. Like these things are huge, and they don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna suck you dry. I'm pretty sure I lost about a pint of blood walking that. Well, that's over exaggerated, but and I mean, I put on the sweater. I sprayed my legs. I sprayed this and that. And we get outside, and I looked at Alicia and I said, Alicia, I think I made one major mistake. And she goes, what? I said, I didn't spray mosquito repellent in my eyes because they were like right in my face too. It was, yeah. Yeah. These mosquitoes are harsh, man. They're harsh. I I want to order one of those mosquito jackets, but by the time I get it, the mosquito season is going to be over. Since it'll take Amazon a couple weeks to ship it to me because they're not going to care. It's in the north, and then it's going to take like 3 weeks to get up here, and then it's going to be snow again. So I mean, yeah, there's no real use, but I want to. I want to bad. Um, like I said, we are awaiting Greg. I'm gonna try and drink that beer while we're waiting for Greg, so I can try some other beers tonight. I got a few beers around the area of my area here. We have we still have pretty close to 48 beer, which is pretty good. I mean, almost 2 2 4s, and I mean you can buy a 12 pack a day up here. So and you can buy a 12 pack of Bud a day. So what we have is better than a 12 pack of Bud. It's better than a 12 pack of Bud. So I mean that box right there does have some Bud in it. It has some Molson Dry in it. It has some Rickards Red as well as a few other beers that I enjoy more. We have like four. We have four Bud Light Radler left, and then I'm out of Radlers, and I have to make my decision on whether or not I buy another 2 4 Radlers or not at $130 a 2 4. What do we have here anyway? So Gizmo the Husky was choking the shit out of himself trying to catch up with us as we were walking because me and the Nook were up ahead, and he did not appreciate that me and the Nook were up ahead. He was like, "Motherfuckers, get your asses back here and walk with me." We didn't get our asses back there and walk with them. We did not. I'm sorry. I'm just quickly looking at what beers I have in this beer box just to decide what I'm drinking tonight. Okay. I think I have my order picked out. I don't like the lighting in here, right? Like this side is this side of my face and over looks so much darker as we're looking at that light. And this side of my face has the sunlight beating in from outside. Maybe I'll lift. Yeah, let's lift the blinds, There we go. Let the sun in. There we go. Full on sun out there. I am waiting for some responses from a few other people that I asked if they want to join or not tonight. So we'll see. We'll see how this all goes tonight. Let's quickly send a few more people the Addy. Let's send him the Addy, the link. And like usual, anyone that wants to come and talk to us is more than welcome to come and talk. Nobody ever seems to want to, but it's always open. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's everybody that would be intrigued to join. I may actually join myself just to show you the sunlight outside at some point tonight. So I'll open up the internet and have that ready, put that up there, and we are a-okay to continue drinking. So like I said, I am drinking Tropic Nord. And Guy might be joining us too, and he found a place that sells a bunch of beer neons and stuff, which is always cool. I don't know why I'm trying to keep these headphones in. Ashley hates albinos. What? Okay. Yeah. So what else did we talk about? So yeah, one of our coworkers was at the warehouse today, and he was at the warehouse with another one of the managers, and he was at the warehouse for about an hour. And I guess he hadn't been privy to the mosquito situation up here, and he got attacked and swarmed and eaten alive. And he's like, "Oh man, I got to get out of here. I got to go back to the main store and get out of all this mosquito stuff. This is horrendous." And we're like, "Yeah, this is even the worst yet. Just wait till the ships come." So I was all worried about heartworm up here, because heartworm larva is passed on by mosquitoes, and mosquitoes are everywhere. And so I was trying to get heartworm medication for my dogs, and everybody told me not to worry about it. The heartworm doesn't exist up here. It's too cold. The larva doesn't live long enough to actually propagate properly, and this and that. So I don't know what to believe. I just always thought just give them the fucking heartworm, because fleas are a thing up here too, and heartworm medication, if you get the proper stuff, will also protect against fleas and such. So I was like, why not just give them the medication? And if we go south to visit, I'd like them to be on the heartworm medication before we get down there, so we don't have to deal with that. But alas, it's not looking good. A lot of your stuff you deal with. A lot of times you'll be dealing with vets in the south, and they will send up prescriptions like when we need dewormer I can either order dewormer from 1-800-PET-MEDS in the US because dewormer is considered an over-the-counter thing for most times, or I contact a vet in Montreal and they prescribe us human meds up here, human worming meds, and you give your dogs the human worming meds. And Nanook was dewormed with the human stuff, and it did wonders for him. Gizmo has been dewormed now twice since we've had him, and both times we've used the quad dewormer from 1-800-PET-MED. Doesn't seem to do it quite as well, but it works. What the fuck is that message? Oh, people are writing me. What's going on over here? 1 second, people. Let's see what's going on. Well, good day to you, Justin Jones. Yes, I am albino. Hence the pale skin, the white hair, and the nickname. But yes, I guess in theory I could just be old, but I don't think I look old enough to have all white hair yet. I don't think so, but you never know. I mean, I usually play the young Santa, and actually I'm going to start growing the beard back, so that we have a good size. So that the beard is about this length when Christmas comes around. So I mean, last time I shaved was about a month ago, and we have pretty much a full centimeter of hair. You just can't really tell because it's clear. So by the time Christmas comes around, we should have a good 4 or 5 centimeter beard, and I think I'm just not going to shave it for this year and keep it until next year. I usually shave for the coolness. Sorry, I was just told that the house is empty and I'm enjoying Metallica Monday on YouTube. I was just harassing one of the guys that isn't here. I'm like, you hate albinos. You haven't been here since I started doing these again. No, the house is empty and I'm enjoying Metallica Monday. See, Metallica Monday just sounds like a cash grab. I mean, I get it. Metallica, I love Metallica. Metallica was one of my favorite bands growing up. I still do enjoy them. I still listen to them quite often. Just anytime somebody, does those themed days where they make it match one of the letters, you know, Metallica Monday, Eminem, Taco Tuesday, like that type of stuff. It just seems like a grab. It just seems like a grab. Toonie Tuesday in Ontario and other parts of Canada. Toonie Tuesday from KFC. That was just a money grab. That was just to get you come in with your toonie and then find out you actually need a toonie and 30 cents. But get this for a toonie. It's never just a toonie. It's never just a toonie. Motherfuckers. It's never just a toonie. I'm really just rambling and wasting time right now until somebody asks us a question. Well, asks me a question. Us, yeah, because there's more than one of us. Somebody asks me a question that gets us going, or Greg shows up. Those are really the two things I'm waiting for right now as I finish this beer. So we're still trying to find out what's going on with our vacation, right? Leaving town, this and that. And this year, I don't really want to leave because if we leave, we have to self isolate for 2 weeks before we come back, which is understandable. And I mean, if we leave the Arctic to go back to regular parts of Canada below the 50th, then we have to Then we have to self-isolate before we come back to the Arctic, which doesn't sound bad per se, but you're doing that on your own dime, and not getting paid. So it's not something I really want to do per se. I kind of want to wait till next year and see how things go. But at the same time, I need to do something because I got this tooth that fell apart when we first came up here. It just went and blew up, and there's a big hole between my two teeth that I have to floss out every single time I eat something. And it's pissing me off because there's nothing I can do because usually a dentist comes up here, but no dentist coming up with COVID, and I don't want to go south, spend 2 of my 4 weeks of vacation down there, and then spend another two locked in a hotel room that I have to pay for out of my own pocket. And I don't know what we would do because we have dogs, and if you're in self isolation, you're not even really allowed to leave with your dogs to have your dogs do their business. So it's one of those things where, yeah, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And I mean, at the same time, I'm not in the shape I used to be in. I I have a pretty good immune system, but at the same time, I get sick with some random weird shit. My wife has diabetes. We're both overweight at this point. I don't really want to. I don't really want to chance getting that and then coming up here and suffering it up here, because yeah, the hospital that we have up here is not a hospital as you would know a hospital in the south. So like hospitals you would find in like random weird rural areas are probably still a little bit ahead of the time as the hospitals here in the Arctic. Not hugely, massively ahead of the time, but still ahead of the time. So I mean, it's one of those things where, and we're actually one of the safest regions right now because I mean, we had no cases at all for about 2 months, and now we're at one case that happened on Thursday. Thursday we had one case. So yeah, yeah. I think if I remember correctly, Nunavut is the only place that hasn't gotten any cases. I think there was a couple in the Yukon, in the Yukon territories. There was a couple in the Northwest territories, and I think Nunavut's the only one that's had zero cases. There was a prospective case, presumptive case, and then it was found out that it was something else. Um, yeah, yeah. Been flying the drone lately. Been flying the drone. It's been fun too. I will be making some more drone videos soon. Uh, Basically, I just wait for the wind to die down a little bit and the swarms of mosquitoes, so I don't destroy my blades just flying up. No, I don't think the prehistoric mosquitoes can kill the blades, but these prehistoric mosquitoes have some power to them. Waiting for payday to order some more government weed. Um, I'm thinking about trying to find a pipe or a bong, solely because I cannot roll a joint for the life of me. I can't, and I'm tired of paying the premium for the pre rolls. Um, I'm 38 years old and started smoking at 38 years old, so I have lost a lot of those years of learning crafts when it came to this, and no, it was a 16. Okay, how much did I pay for that? That's all? Okay, I need to find another one of those because I think the ones at the store right now are $52. And I'm not doing that. I really just need to think. This is a really good beer. It really is. It tastes amazing, but as much as I joke that the mosquitoes got a pint of my blood, they might have gotten a pint of my blood because I'm feeling a buzz on this one beer. Or maybe it's that I don't drink often anymore. That was a good beer. What else do we have over here? Next beer is going to be So Low by Goose Island. So low. 10 milligrams of sodium, 1 gram of protein, 12 grams of carbs, 130 calories per can. Clean and clear and under control. Okay, you can go in there. Cheers. Okay, there's one person watching right now. Say hello. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's do a thing. Sorry. I just had another person asking about a link, so I'm sending the link. We'll see if they join up. Oh, we got our comment. What do we got going on? Oh, I'm blinder than usual. Thanks for shout out. No worries, man. Stefan S. How are you doing? What are you doing tonight? How has the lockdown stuff been for you? Are you still working? What's going on? What's happening? So for those wondering, this beer is 3% alcohol. Has a lot more flavor to it than say a than other 3% alcohol beers like Molson Ultra or Michelob Ultra or excuse me, Cracked Canoe or a plethora of other 3% alcohol beers. I give Anheuser-Busch credit for that. It's a good beer. Oh, in Toronto, eh? Stage 2 still? Yeah, see, and that's one of the things, right? One of the reasons why I'm contemplating not even going south when my vacation comes up is I have to go into Montreal, which is still in a state of emergency. Then I have to travel across the bridge to Ottawa, which is, I believe, now stage three. Oh, I might have just went back to stage two, but I know Ottawa just made masks mandatory everywhere you go. And then we have to drive through Toronto, and then we have to go to Niagara, which last time I checked was still in stage two as well. I think they go to stage three Friday this week, or they did it last Friday. I can't remember exactly when. But then I have to go to London to get my kids, bring them back to the Niagara region, hang out with my kids for a few weeks, go drop my kids back off, and drive back up through Ottawa, across the bridge to Montreal, get on a plane in Montreal, fly back up here, and then lock myself down for 2 weeks and hope for the best. And I'm not really big on that. That my wife wants to do that, so she's like, "Yeah, I want out. I want to go down south and buy this and buy that and see my family." And I get it. I want to see my family too, but I think it's a lot of work I don't have to do just to go down and see my family. And I really want to see my kids. I haven't seen my kids since the week before we flew to Winnipeg for training. So I haven't seen my kids since last September. And I would love to see my kids. I really would. But I'll only be seeing two of them because one of them's in a group home. And for me to go into the group home to see him, he gets one visitor a week. And I have to do the COVID test before I go in and wait for the results. And I'm not, after you do the test, you're supposed to be locked up at home as well, apparently. And I mean, I have 2 weeks to see all my family. So do I want to lose 2 days locked up in the house waiting for the results of my test, which at that point should come back as negative since there is absolutely no COVID up here and I'm only in the South for 14 days. So if I get COVID, I shouldn't find out until I get back up here, and I'm at the mercy of Arctic Canada. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going to go on because it is what it is, right? I don't want 2 weeks without my wife either. I love being by her. I love being with her, and it would suck, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out. We'll find out. Now I hear there's a lot of mom and pop shops closing down in Toronto and everywhere else, like restaurants, some breweries, some stores, and I feel for that stuff. I really do. I mean, I know if I was jobless if we were still in the South, um, working the jobs that we both had, we would have went homeless because we wouldn't have been able to afford our mortgage. We wouldn't have been able to pay for our van. We wouldn't have been able to do a lot of the things that we were doing. And I know that a lot of people get off on you on that one with the oh, you're just not good with money or this and that. No, we just had debt and everything else and repayments. And I mean, not everybody can do what some people can do, which is save up X amount of money all the time in a rainy day fund. Some people are actually living paycheck to paycheck. And that's the sad part of the North American way of life. Yeah, yeah, you can keep waving your hands. I see you. I'm blind, but I'm not that blind.
You are kind of blind because I wasn't actually waving my hands.
As long as we're healthy and safe, keep safe. Yeah, I'm healthy and alive.
I mean, you're getting
I'm
killed
alive.
by mosquitoes, but
Oh, did you like that picture? How many mosquitoes could you see flying in the air?
well, my wife just got bitten by a bunch of mosquitoes on the weekend, so she's not a big fan, and that picture made her. She's like, "Why are they all attacking Chad?" I'm like, "I don't know. They like albino meat."
Yeah, no, that's how they attack everybody. Yeah, we should have taken a picture of the dogs too, because there was legitimately like a mosquito cloud around both dogs.
Sorry, how many mosquitoes are there?
Bazillions,
Wow,
bazillions.
that's a lot of mosquitoes.
They're like prehistoric mosquitoes, man. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they sound like fun.
And
So
they're huge, and
I got 2 bites on my arm, but I don't get bitten that much by mosquitoes for the most part.
I get sucked alive. Like
I think it's the paler your skin, the more they like you. They like my wife too because she's lighter than I am, so I never get bitten because they always go after her.
They go after Bryce all the time. Dude, he ain't pale.
Okay, well, fair enough.
I mean, Alicia loves it because they go after the 2 girls and they go after me and they leave Alicia alone. And she's like, I don't understand it. I'm diabetic. They just want my blood. Like, yeah, they should.
I remember there was something that has to do with how much alcohol you drink, whether they like you or not. I just can't remember if it's they like you more or they like you less if you got alcohol in you. Oh, there's a cop turning around. Going after someone and give them a ticket.
Just had a Bud Light strawberry lemonade, and I must say I like it more than the Bud Nitro. I liked it. I don't know if I'd like it. Say I liked it more than the Bud Nitro. I think they both were acceptable beers, not great. But I think I gave the Nitro a 7, and I think I gave the lemonade a 6. I think I did something like that.
I'm happy to say I've never had any of these abortions.
Didn't you have a Nitro sent to you?
Well, probably. No, I've never had a Bud Nitro. I would try it. I don't know if you can even buy them in singles now. I'll try everything as long as I don't have to buy a 12 pack.
No, you have to buy a 12 of it.
Yeah, it probably won't happen.
I know that Nick bought a 12 of it for almost $30. And my 12 was technically $21, but then you had the freight to get it up here and everything else. So, yeah.
Hey, one of the beers I'm going to send you in your beer mail is going to be for a future beer anal. So you should save it. I'll tell you which one once you open it, and you should save it. And you come on beer anal with us one Wednesday.
If I'm off on that Wednesday,
I'm sure Nick can schedule it.
Or if I can organize something where I'm not closing that day, because usually when my store's open, I'm closing every day, right? And we're slowly opening later and later, but then we just pulled back. So we've been closed for the last few days again. That's why I've been around every night.
You guys closed over one COVID case?
My store closes because there's no way of you and your fucking Toronto house.
Sorry, there's a lot of guys with small penises and Mustangs here. What are you gonna do?
No, so anyway, yeah, like my store is basically a sea canister, right? So you can't really social distance in that store. So we closed it down just until we found out what was going on. And we kept the main store open, so I'd be working at the main store during the day instead of at my store at night.
Huh.
I mean, my store's like 20 feet by 55 feet or something like that.
Yeah, so how many people are allowed to have in your store at once?
We let in 5 right now.
No. 5, but not drunks.
Yeah.
That's good advice. I'm having a delicious lemon lime bubbly.
Ooh.
It's not bad, especially since it's got 0 calories. And then I will have a slightly more calorie beer. Well, this isn't.
Well, that's not. You're not drinking a beer. You're drinking a lemon lime
beverage. Sorry, a beverage. I gotta keep Ken. Gotta keep Ken in Oh, that was weird. We disappeared. Now we're back.
Yeah, is my internet glitching or is it yours?
I don't know. I think mine is pretty good because I'm on my Wi-Fi. I'm on an extender, but it's been running pretty well. So can't for sure say it's not mine, but I wager a guess it's not.
Next time you pause, I'm gonna just start moving and see if I'm moving or not.
All right.
But yeah, no, like we just put our Canada Dry soda water on sale for $2 a 12-pack, and I bought like 30 packs. Like, yeah, stock up my fridge. Threw them all in the fridge. Yeah, well, in the closet.
You're stocking up on Canada Dry.
Canada Dry soda water, yeah, man. You can't beat 25 cents a can.
Oh,
Not
fair
even
enough.
like 15 cents a can. It's $2 a 12-pack. Why are you calling the dog and coming towards the door?
Uh-oh.
What are you doing? Oh, you're calling Gizmo and walking in here. Hey, Nanook. Baby. Oh, I don't want to see what he looks like then. Hi, Nanook. Hi, baby.
Oh. Oh, I just got poop on my finger because apparently the dog brought poop onto the couch. So give me a moment to deal with this.
Arnold is always annoying in one way or another, apparently. I actually do like it. That's the funnest thing. Oh, I thought that was ATS for a link. It was my cousin. My favorite Budweiser is the Crowd back in the day. I'm gonna Budweiser Crown. I don't know Budweiser Crowd. My favorite Budweiser is Bud Light Radler, and I could drink a 12-pack of that just in a few moments, especially because it's 2.4% alcohol. That's one of the reasons why I like it so much is it's low alcohol percentage, and I can just drink it forever. And I like the taste of it. So yeah, I do like that beer. I do like that beer quite a lot. Yeah, Crown. That's what I thought. Yeah, meant was Crown.
It's always worrisome when there's poop and you don't exactly know where it came from.
I found a poop in the mudroom yesterday, and I'm like, oh, there's poop out here, and Alicia's like, Gizmo or Nanook? I go, pretty sure Gizmo. She goes, how do you know? I go, because it's in a space like this big, and Nanook ain't fitting in there.
Oh, fair enough. Well, the thing is, I mean, this guy's not crapping on the couch, so I'm checking all his paws to see, okay, did you step in it and then you crawled up on the couch or something? Because there just was one random little piece of turd here. I don't know, maybe it fell out of his butt or something.
So,
He's not always the best at like stopping and finishing going to the bathroom. He likes to like just kind of walk away halfway through.
oh, so does Gizmo.
He's got things to do. He's busy.
So I'm gonna drop this now before my wife brings it up because she's been waiting to bring this up to somebody. So last night I'm outside smoking some wacky tobacco.
The reefer.
And I sneezed, and when I sneezed, I shit myself. I didn't realize I was that old yet. Didn't realize I hit that age, but it happened, and I couldn't even hide it from her. It was one of those things where I just shit myself, and she's like, "What? I gotta go. You gotta go." And I run inside, and her and Braith are outside, and I come back out, and I'm in different pants. And well, I was wearing swim shorts then, but I'm wearing like sleep pants now. And Braith's like, "What happened?" I go, "Don't worry about it." She's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it." She hates the smell of reefer, so I blow it at her, so she runs away. She goes inside, and then she comes to the door outside because she hates the mosquitoes, and she has on a piece of paper. And she's laughing, written, "Hello, what's going on?"
Your dog just shoved his whole face in the water dish. I mean, like, full face, blue bubbles came back out.
Which dog?
Which one do you think shoved his whole face? It certainly wasn't the one that prances over the fucking bow.
Okay, why is he my dog right now?
Because he put his face in the fucking water bowl.
Maybe he really was thirsty.
He motorboated the water bowl.
That's not how you motorboat, Gizmo.
Yeah, Chad, you show that dog how to properly motorboat.
Anyway, so she puts a piece of paper up on the door because she doesn't want to come out, and she's laughing as she does, and it says, "I know what happened," because apparently I somehow got poop on the shower curtain. I had poop in the short, still in the tub, and
Jesus Christ. You're a calamity.
It was one of those not liquid but liquid ones, like just full on like dough. I just went,
wow. Well, I mean, my wife and I will always discuss because occasionally I'm a gambler, and occasionally I'll take the gamble and lose, especially if I'm not feeling so well or I've eaten the wrong thing. And my wife is always like, says to me, she's like, "I've never done that before in my entire life." I'm like, "There's no way you've never accidentally pooped yourself your entire adult life." And she says, "No, I never have." I said, I don't believe it. Like, how can you just go your whole life and not have done that?
Well, that's my second time. The first time is the very well told story about when I knocked myself out and shit myself. That's the first time I was completely sober and awake, and yeah, it wasn't good.
See, I've never full on shit myself, but I have I have been like, oh, that fart was just a little bit more than I expected.
Well, that's what it was, right? It was a part that was more than I expected, but it just shot out some like liquid. Well, not liquid, but like Play-Doh. It was like I was the Play-Doh Fun Factory, and it just came out. And it was like I said, it was one of those things. I take the hit of the joint, take the joint down, I sneeze, and at the same time I sneeze, like, oh fuck, I just shit myself.
Well, I would say it's conclusive proof the wacky tobacco is making you lose control of your bowels.
Yeah. And then apparently my one dog likes to flood the house, and this time he blew bubbles. That's good to know.
Good for him.
Your
house looks. I was talking to a lady today actually because she was like, she's like an Albanian lady, and like her she's like, I tried to get the dog, when I first had my kid, but I couldn't deal with him and my first child, so I had to give the dog up for adoption. So what kind of dog was it? She's like, a husky. I was like, you had a newborn child and a husky, and you're in a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, I can see the problem with that.
Yeah, no, I
was like, there's other dogs you can get that are much better than a husky for that situation.
Yeah, a lot of dogs you could get that are much better than a husky for that situation. Almost any dog is better than a husky for that situation.
Yeah, really, no.
I think huskies are beautiful dogs, and they do love their family, but I will never, ever own another husky in my life, and I will never own a dog that even has part husky in them after this one.
Wow, even living in the Arctic when huskies are like the thing.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, right? They are beautiful dogs. There's some beautiful huskies up here. I've shown you pictures of some amazingly beautiful huskies. I will never own another husky.
I don't know if I necessarily recommend getting a bulldog. Hey, stop being a moron. He just has to stick his nose everywhere. Oh, so you're crashing on me. I don't know if that's you or me, but you're like robot rhino.
Am I?
Hey. Are you still there, or have I lost you, Chad?
I don't think you've lost me.
I think Chad died.
What do you mean? Did I die?
What are you licking a pillow? Oh, there you go. I heard you say something.
I don't know. I could hear you perfectly.
And now he's back from outer space. Just don't get more poop on the couch.
Yeah, to anybody watching, am I glitching out? This is the thing, Stephen. You can get good
So
dogs
for like the 5
apartments.
viewers we have watching, who's crashed, me or Chad? Whose internet's crappy? Could be mine.
See, I'm
normally
talking and it
do
looks
stuff
like
out here.
I'm working. You're working too.
What do you want? Is there a bone under there?
But anyway, what I was saying, and hopefully you can hear me, is there are dogs that are good for apartment living. There are dogs that are even larger dogs that are good for apartment living because they work out in that they're not high energy and high maintenance. There's a lot of dogs that don't work. Well, they can work for apartment living. I mean, there was a guy that lived in my apartment when I lived in St. Catharines that had a husky. He loved his husky. He was out with his husky like 7 times a day, and that worked for him. And I think it was Greg that was dying. Greg's now gone, but so that worked for him. But there are a lot of dogs that are so high energy and so high maintenance and high strung that apartment living just doesn't work well. My Great Dane was great in an apartment, and a Great Dane you wouldn't think would be great in an apartment because they're huge, but they're not very. They just need a walk really. They're not huge high energy dogs. A lot of Mastiffs are the same. They're not huge high energy dogs. Some of the bigger dogs are great for apartment living. And a lot of smaller dogs are great for apartment living. It's usually a lot of the medium sized dogs that just don't seem to be. Oh, somebody's here. Is that Greg back?
I'm back.
I think it's you, Greg. I think it's you.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Oh. I don't know. Look, he's got his dog-nulled Trump toy, which he's ripped his arm off.
Alex
Here,
says
go play with him over there.
the pictures are pixelated. The voice is good. Is that me or Greg is pixelated? But I mean, like I said, I know that the last 2 days, like I was supposed to be doing a live stream the last 2 days, and Tamani was fucking with the internet for the last 2 days. It was on and off all day. And today, Tamani had to shut off until about noon, and it's been on since then. So, yeah, I don't know. And plus, we're satelliting it, but there's not a cloud in the sky, so I would think that we're okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, it could be me. I don't know. Because I know our internet, like last couple of weeks, has just had a random, like every once in a while, it'll randomly just drop out on us for like a minute or two, and then it just comes back. And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck. What do you want? I'll say hi to Chad. Yeah, I don't know if I recommend anyone getting a bulldog either. They're kind of assholes, but they're cute, but they're assholes. Also, everything's about that.
So I really miss my boxer being up here. I do. I miss Boris. I wish Boris was with me.
Do you know the family that adopted him by any chance, or like, are they friends of yours or anything?
I know who they are. They do still send me pictures. Usually once a month, I get some pictures of Boris.
No. Oh, maybe where are they at? Niagara region?
I think Niagara Falls. Yeah, Niagara Falls.
Yeah, maybe you can go visit them one day. Did Boris ever get fixed?
No, I never fixed Boris. I don't know if the family that has it now did.
Spreading his seed. We might be going to fix him soon, but fuck, I didn't realize that. It's been a while since I fixed a male dog. Like fucking, they're $750. I thought it was fucking like $150 to like chop their nuts off. What the hell?
Oh, it's $150 if you do it at like the Humane Societies. If the Humane Society would do it.
Yeah.
Welland's Humane Society does dog fixing.
Yeah, I might look into it. I'll see. I mean, not that I care. I'm just like, wow, that seemed like a lot of money. Like, I mean, like I understand for females because you got to open them up and stuff, but like a male, like that seems like a lot of money.
Yeah, like a male, that's full on cash grab, but I think it's also partially what you do.
Yeah, that certainly doesn't help things.
You Toronto guys, you have to spend more money for everything.
Well, we live in the center of the universe, as Nick likes to say. One second, I'm going to turn some lights on here, see if this helps a bit.
I just opened my blind more to get more light. Next beer. Steven, you made me want this one. My next beer is Coors Slice Lime. Coors Slice.
Wow, it actually does. Coors Slice. Wow, that's fancy. Well, you'll get some fancy beers that'll be nice and aged for you by the time you get them.
But they weren't magically aged in your fridge, so you know.
A few of them were. I'm finding, because I am sending you some GLB New England style IPAs. I do find that their New England style IPAs are, I think they can them way too green personally. But you know, doesn't have to be. I don't even keep them in the fridge. I keep them out for like a couple weeks just on my counter, and I find they quite improve in flavor quite a bit after just even like 2 weeks of just sitting out. So, I don't know. I think GLB is just overdoing it.
Beer is.
Wow, it's much cleaner than mine. Well, you can't even see it's dark, but
What are you drinking right now, sir?
I'm having a 10 bitter years. I'm keeping Ken the accountant in business.
Oh,
asking
Ken
him,
the
like, if
beer
I-
schlepper.
I'm like, Ken, if I buy a case of this, can I get a discount? No. No. The man will not give a case discount. Shh. Stop barking. What are you barking at?
Do you ask him that now, knowing what his answer is already, just to piss him off some more?
Yep. Yep. And I always ask him that, and I ask him when he's making some more Epiphany #1, and he always gives me, like, tries to give you a legitimate answer. He's like, well, you know, I'm thinking I might track down some cherry wood and you know, make another batch. I'm like, you're teasing me.
Epiphany #1 was the best beer to ever come out of that brewery.
Yes, it was. And the thing is, they do some barrel aged stuff. Like, they just had a barrel aged Knox that was like aged in Chardonnay barrels, which I didn't care for very much, but I'm sure some people did. But yeah, I don't know. They just don't want to make Epiphany #1. Like, I'd be interested even in the base beer of Epiphany #1. You could just.
Well, wasn't that Andreas' beer?
I don't know. I don't know people's
He
beers.
doesn't work there anymore. I think did Victor move on too?
Again, I don't know who brews what where. I know it wasn't that hot chick that worked there? Didn't she own or her and her husband own a hop farm, and he used to be their head brewer or one of their brewers or something?
Yes, that was Victor and Sonia.
Yeah, I remember them.
Victor used to also own Garden Brewing Company.
Oh, that was the brewery that went under, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a contract brewery. That's why it went under, right?
Yeah. Okay, I gotta put this dog in the
What do
house.
you got here?
Asshole. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's great, Georgie. That's great. Holy fuck, Greg! Fucking Toronto. What the fuck is wrong with Toronto?
So the one thing about this dog, and I hope
Was that a fucking tank that just drove by your house? Like,
sorry, was that what?
a fucking tank that just drove by your house?
No, it was a motorcycle, like a Harley.
What floor are you on?
I'm on, well, technically the 5th floor, but it's okay. I'm on the 5th floor, but I'm on the 6th story because this first floor is a double story.
Okay.
The thing is,
Okay.
I think that the sound that you guys hear is much louder than the sound I hear, because I hear cars go by. That's the thing, is what Georgie whatever is saying. Like, you guys hear the noise and it just seems so loud the way you guys describe it. To me, it's not really that loud. Like, it's like a motorcycle. Like when there's a guy on this fucking sports bike and he's fucking revving to 13,000, he's just blowing by here. Yeah, that's loud, but that doesn't happen that often. happens once or twice on Saturday
I don't
night
know.
usually.
Right now we're at 5. Pull my earphone out of my ear type of passes on your house.
That's the thing, is I almost feel the sound is somehow amplified into my headphones, because to me it doesn't sound nearly as loud as you guys seem to hear it. Now I will say, how you sleep at night, it is noisy, but all our glass is double pane, so you close the doors and anything except for the loudest vehicles, you really don't hear them. And even the loudest vehicles is pretty muffled, so it's no problem sleeping. Just don't have windows
Yeah, see,
open
we're
on a Saturday night.
Here you don't have AC, right? So your windows are open, and since the sun doesn't go down until like 3 a.m. and then it comes back up at 4 a.m., people are out all night on their ATVs and just partying and running around, and all you hear is screaming and yelling. And so yeah, it's hard sleeping up here sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, not having air conditioning might suck too. How? Because it gets, I know it doesn't get as warm as here, but it still gets pretty hot and sticky up there, right?
It can hit up to 35 up here.
That's actually pretty high. That's about as high as it hits up here too. Just probably not as often, I'd imagine.
What is it right now? The phone would tell me what it is right this second. And right this second, we are looking at 19 degrees at this moment.
What is the temperature here? Sorry, I'm just answering my wife. She's out shopping and asking me if I want something.
Tell her I want something.
Oh, all right. What do you want? What do you want from Walmart specifically? do you want one of these?
I don't got any chip.
Oh.
Do I want one what?
26 degrees, feels like 30.
Yeah, so here it was 19 today. I think 21 was higher today.
The thing I miss about the summer here is the weather. There's no weather. Like I can't beer pair any of my jackets or anything. It's just like it's all t-shirt and shorts weather. I'm like, come on, I want some rain, I want some hail, I want something that's interesting.
Okay, so the only thing I can say that weirds me out about living up here is it'll be 28 degrees out, and people come into the store still wearing their fucking winter parkas. Like, it's so hot out, I need a slush, I need a freezy, I need this. Take your fucking parka off.
Oh, people are nuts.
28 degrees.
Well, I mean, because of COVID, I haven't taken the subway in quite some time. But when I used to take the subway to work every day, yeah, it would be like, I would usually take pictures and like send it to my wife. It would be like 40 degrees with the humidity outside, and there's always be some chick in her Canada Goose Park. I'm like, why? Like, what's wrong with you?
No, that's what happens up here. Now the Emoti, the parka that has the big old hood for the baby. There's summer Emotis, there's spring Emotis, and there's winter Emotis. But apparently there is like spring, summer, and winter parkas as well. And when we first hit 25 degrees, there was people in like long pants, their winter parka, a sweater with the hood up, and then sandals. And I'm like, there's just something wrong here.
The only thing I can imagine in your area is maybe they need those to keep the mosquitoes off of them.
Well, that's what I thought too, but then just wear a sweater. Why your parka?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like like I said, when I first went live, I was talking about going out with the dogs, and I sprayed my legs because I was wearing shorts. So I sprayed my legs. I had my sweater on. I should have sprayed my hands, but I didn't. So my hands got eaten alive. Well, at least one hand. But Alicia came out with me. And she came down the stairs. She had Gizmo and I had Nanook, and I turned around. And I go, I made one fatal flaw. And she goes, what's that? I'm like, I didn't spray the bug repellent in my eyeballs.
Ugh. So the fuckers trying to bite your eyeballs?
Oh yeah, it was fucked, man. And then as we're walking, we were okay. There was only like 20 or 30 mosquitoes following us for a while. And then these 5 dogs came up to try and play with us, and they were like swimming in the swamp, and they came up, and then like there was like 300 mosquitoes following us for the rest of the walk.
Yeah, and you guys have big ass fucking mosquitoes there too.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, like that's no, yeah, my wife was creeped out just by that photo of you, and I mean, normally she's creeped out by photos of you, but this one was specifically there was a reason for it, and
Why is she creeped out by photos of me?
because most of them involve you with no pants on, all those nudes you sent her. I'm
Well, she
trying.
asked for the news.
That's true. She asked for it, but then she got more than she wanted. You know what I'm trying, because Jamie, our good friend Jamie, makes gifs of all the old classic times, and I know somewhere somehow there's a gif of you running around in I think it was your ex-wife's thong that you were wearing, and I really wish somebody had that somewhere, because I really just want to show that to my wife at some point. I don't know, maybe I have in the past, but I'm just like, that is a long lost treasure. Albino in a thong running away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. I don't even know what video it is. You probably a video you had to take down because of your divorce, but it's all right. We all like it for the comfort now and then.
There's also the ones where I drank through that Halloween thong from Dollar Store. There's also the video where I drank through the tampon.
Yeah, you did some weird shit back in the day.
I still do some weird shit.
Well, I imagine the court made you take down a lot of your early videos because a lot of them had your ex in them, right?
Nope.
No, you didn't have to take those down?
Nope. Voluntary assumption of risk. She knew she was going on video.
Oh, really? Okay. Huh, cool. Good for her then. So there you go. If you want to go back to Chad's early videos, like what, 8,000 videos ago, you can see happier times. Well,
And by
perceived,
happier, you mean not happy?
well, but perceived happier times would perhaps be a better phrase. That's when Chad thought he was happy. With White's Tavern and everything. I always think a very good classic review is to watch Chad and the Reverend reviewing Canuck Pale Ale, Crazy Canuck Pale Ale, and how you guys almost like throw up. Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever drank.
I will give him one thing he did that was great was he stopped putting as much Citra in that beer, and he started using hops that actually had a shelf life. I think that was the one thing. Like, I love Citra hops. They need to be like fresh.
Yeah, they have to be real fucking fresh. You know, the thing, actually, that's probably the review I think that probably got me watching your channel, because I went to GLB and just decided, hey, I'm going to try a few things. And my entire experience of craft beer was, I think I'd had a couple Creamores from my dad's fridge that were probably well out of date because my dad buys stuff and doesn't drink it. And then I think I had a couple pumpkin beers from GLB just because it was October. I wanted to try what a pumpkin beer tastes like. So I said, oh, well, this brewery is like not too far. It's not. It was a little further away because I lived with my parents back then. So I traveled the whole 15 minutes to get to GLB, and they had a bunch of different stuff. So I said, okay, I'm going to try one of everything. And I was ultra cheap. I'm still cheap now, but I was just ultra cheap then. And the thought of spending $20 on beer boggled my mind. I'm like, 6 beers is costing me $20. What the hell? This is crazy. But I bought one of everything. And yeah, I don't even think I finished my first Canuck. I may have dumped it out because I was just like, this beer doesn't taste right. What? This doesn't taste like a beer at all. This is all like flowery and stuff like that. And then I watched your review and you guys gave it like a 3 out of 10. I'm like, yes, these guys agree with me. Therefore, they must be good reviewers because they agree with my palate.
And I mean, like I said, I actually didn't hate IPAs at that time. I knew the Reverend did, which is why we gave them to him, but I didn't hate them per se. There was just certain types that I hated. And I mean, he changed the recipe on that beer 5 or 6 times over the years. I I haven't had it in like 2 or 3 years, but the last time I had it, it was enjoyable. It just wasn't amazing.
I think it's pretty
But
consistent.
yeah. But I mean, I can't fault him on what he did with that beer, right? Like he made it hop heavy when they were one of the like forefront breweries in Ontario. And then when a whole bunch of new breweries came out making IPAs and everything else, he couldn't touch. He like scaled it back to be just drinkable, and I can't fault him on what he did.
Sorry, when you say he, are you talking about Lackey?
Well, I'm talking about the owner of the brewery actually, and Troy Birch and everybody else that was part of the executive branch of that brewery.
Yeah, most of them are still there. I mean, there's not a lot of turnover at that brewery.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the thing. That is one brewery that hasn't had a lot of turnover, and there's been a lot of turnover at a lot of breweries. But those guys seem to all be there still.
I think they're a pretty good place to work for, from what I hear. But I also like, you know what, they do a lot of shit. Like COVID, I just cannot imagine these guys. Like these guys must be raking it in COVID, because they've switched to an online system where their retail store was basically closed for like 2 months, 2.5 months. You could only do first online sales where they delivered them, and then eventually they did curbside pickup. You could only buy a minimum of 8. Now, just literally in the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, you've been allowed to buy singles only if you go to the brewery. If you go online, you still have to buy a minimum of 8. And they fucking sell out of everything they release. Like since March, they've sold out of everything they've released within an hour. And people are buying minimum 8 packs. And because people are buying larger quantities, they're having less credit card transactions, so less credit card fees. So I'm like, these guys are freaking just selling out of everything they make. Like these guys are one of the few businesses where COVID's actually like profited for them. No, and I mean, good for them. I mean, they found a way to make it work. From what I understand, I don't believe they've had to lay off any of their employees, because all their retail store employees became drivers. So, I mean, good for them for not laying anyone off and finding jobs for people. But I just find it hard to believe they're not going to want to go back to the old system, because I don't think it was as profitable for them.
What?
His daughter is in my
I'm supposed to be the pain in your ass.
Hey, look, Facebook wants me to be friends with your wife.
Oh God.
Well, the weird part is that Facebook keeps wanting. I had to tell Facebook to stop making me want to be friends with Chris Lezak's daughter. I'm like, no, she's 14. I don't want to be friends with her on Facebook. No, I just say, do not recommend this to me again. Stop that. You're being creepy, Facebook.
You should have sent her a friend request just to fuck with Chris.
I didn't send her a friend request, but I did take a screenshot and I put it on the chat. I said, Chris, should I befriend her? And I think he told me he'd kill me or something. I'm like, yeah, that's totally fair.
So the next beer I'm going to drink is Tamoins Forte, which is a Session New England IPA from Lagavulin.
Ooh. I will go get another.
3.8% alcohol.
That's not enough alcohol. I will go and get another beer, and then I will get back to you and let you know what I'll be drinking.
Just gotta let the head die down. Talk to us, guys. Tell us some stories. Talk to us. Ask us questions. Make some statements. Give us something to talk about. Guy's making a steak, and then he's joining us. So then we'll get Beer Guy reviews, or drinking in Canada, I guess he's now known as. Dick, drinking in Canada. I am Guy from Beer Guy Reviews. I've been playing Spider-Man a lot lately. Spider-Man on the PS4. I actually really like that game. I really do. I hate the thugs, the big thugs, the brutes, as they call them. Those guys piss me off because there's really nothing you can do to them. But I like the game. The game's good. That hole in my tooth is getting bigger. No matter how many times I brush my teeth or anything, it just keeps getting bigger. I got to make my decision on what I'm doing. Am I going south to try and fix it? Am I not going south to try and fix it? I don't know. Also, I'm almost out of pot. I don't know what to do about that either. I don't get paid for another couple days. I have what? I have 4,
Well,
7.
I think since we were chatting about it, I thought, why not? I'm going to have a Canuck.
Nice, sir. Nice.
Because why not? Well, I always have this stuff in my fridge. I usually just buy it by the case because it's so freaking cheap. It's like, I think it's $54 a case now for 24 tall boys. Hard to go wrong with that.
Uh-oh. What's going on here? Where is... Oh, fuck. Did I lose 5 joints? No, they're there.
No,
so
Red Beard just traveled all the way there to steal them from you.
I have 12 joints left. 12 joints. That's not going to be enough to keep me going until I get my next shipment.
Jesus. Maybe you should stop wasting it by blowing smoke at your daughter.
I told you, that was because I shit myself. That went wrong. And I was exhaling it at her, so it was already stuff that was leaving my body anyway.
Seems you have a lot of stuff leaving your body.
Thank you. Thank you for that. You aren't incorrect. So that's my 3.8% alcohol New England IPA.
I have a 5.2% pale ale.
I'm still surprised they stopped making the 666.
Yeah, it's too bad because I actually really like that beer.
And that was like one of their best sellers when they stopped making it.
That's the thing. It was like I almost just wonder maybe they took it away because they didn't like the imaging or something. Because I don't know. Yeah, like they always told me that was their what was it? I think Canuck was their best selling beer, but I think 666 was their best selling beer at either the retail store or at the LCBO. I can't remember, but like it sold really well for them. It was I think they're number 2 overall seller.
What happened to the 666 hearse? Because they had the hearse that had the 666 on it that they used as a delivery truck car.
Yeah, no clue. I haven't seen it lately. I do know they.
You got money from laundry? How much? Oh, that's my $2.
No.
I told you I lost the coins out of my shorts.
Should have found that black man.
I don't like you anymore.
I don't think she wants to keep anything she finds in your laundry, Chad.
Did you want to keep anything you find in my laundry?
Anything? No.
What don't you want to keep?
She probably finds a lot of corn.
Pardon me, sorry? What did you say?
Your shit from last night.
That's okay. I told the story already because I knew you were going to try and drop that live on the internet. I said, I'm going to say this before my wife does. I shit myself yesterday. I told the story. No, I didn't tell them I almost shit myself today. Thank you for that.
Oh, Chad, you always shit yourself today.
I didn't, though. That's the thing. I didn't.
Oh, you caught it just in time?
I did. I made it to the toilet. I ran. I scurried, actually.
Did you do like that cartoon? Did you do that cartoon run where you just held your hands in the back of your ass? You're like, oh no, stay in.
Almost, but it was like this. Anyway, Georgie, to answer your question, I am not a big fan of Bud Ice. I don't even know if I've had. I'm gonna have to check if I've had Bud Ice or not. I don't know for sure if
I've had Labatt Ice and Labatt Maximum Ice, but I don't know if I've ever had Bud Ice before. That's just because my father-in-law happens to like those beers, but now he likes Laker Ice because it's cheaper.
Yeah, I've had a lot of ice beers, but I don't know if Bud Ice was one of the ones really available to us up here. Bud Ice, I have had it. Did I mark it?
Niagara Falls.
I checked it in almost 7 years ago, so no, I remember nothing about it.
Yeah.
And I
I
didn't
don't-
give it a marking. I just know I didn't really like it. There's not a lot of ice beers I've liked. I think Natty Ice, which is also an Anheuser-Busch product, I think that was one of the few that I didn't disdain.
Yeah, I've never had it either. Well, at least the Corn on Tap, I've never had it. Well, generally with ice beers, the idea is it's a worse tasting beer because they want it just to be higher in alcohol, right?
Well, they do try to just destroy you with alcohol. Yes.
Yeah, like my father-in-law, he used to drink the Labatt Maxim Ice. He can't anymore because he's like, well, he's like stage 1 diabetic or however that works. So he can't drink that much beer anymore. But yeah, I used to always have that, and it was like a 7.5% alcohol beer. It was quite strong. I mean, it let you know. It didn't disguise that it was alcoholic.
Now, it was Ashley that told me that Molson Ultra used to be a high ABV beer back in the late 80s, early 90s. I was not aware of that. I'm just amazed that Anheuser-Busch hasn't sued the fuck out of Labatt because of Michelob Ultra.
Bastards.
Oh, there's a whole bunch
Wow,
more comments.
people
1
are
second,
still
guys.
shooting off fireworks today.
Why are you shooting off fireworks today?
I don't know. It's people are like still blowing off their fireworks they didn't get to blow off on the weekend, I guess. Possibly Guy. Oh, that's because I'm not on the internet on my iPad. Okay.
Okay, our Scotch ale, really Scotland's take on English barley wines. It all matters what history you look at, right? IPAs have a lot of different history behind them. Porters have a lot of history behind them. A lot of people tell you that a porter was just all the beer that was left over at the end of a ship, of a voyage, mixed together and then given to the sailors. There's a lot of stories for a lot of beers. That is one of the stories on a Scotch ale. Whether or not I really believe it, I don't know, because a lot of Scotch ale is normally in the range of 5 to 6.5%. Now you look at a wee heavy being like the high ABV Scotch ales. Those ones I could see being more the idea of a barley wine, because they're usually in the range of 6 to 10% alcohol. But yeah, so I mean, in theory, you could say the Scotch ale family is that, but whether or not you really believe that or not matters which history you really decide to follow. Again, there's so many different stories because none of us were alive back when these beer styles were made, right? So there's so many different stories that come out. Pardon?
I was alive. I'm older than you think.
Okay. $1.20. You know what? It was 2013, so I would say that we probably bought it in the States. That's where I would say that we probably did buy it, because that's back when we were doing a lot of cross-border shopping. That's back when Joe started coming along.
Oh, Joe. We still don't know what happened.
2014 was my first. 2014 was my first beer festival, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that was the only one I didn't attend.
19. Was there only 6, or have I had 7? I think I've had 7. What did I start?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You didn't have one this year, so yeah, I would say 6. I believe because I've been to every one except for your first one. I believe I've been to 5.
Okay.
And I've managed to not get kicked out of any of them so far.
So Joe was at the first one, so that would have been 2014. So yeah, we would have started hanging out with Joe in 2013 or 2012. So yeah, we would have probably bought Bud Ice in the States, in Buffalo, or in Lewiston, or Tonawanda.
North Tonawanda, born and raised on a playground where Joe spent most of his days. We don't know what Joe, if he's alive. Every once in a while he makes a cryptic message, but we're still not convinced that he's actually alive. Poor Joe. Hopefully the COVID didn't get him.
So I'm not going to go into great detail because of the reasons. Like I shared the news article and the screenshots with you. But my buddy is in Ulavik right now, which is in Kuujjuaq, which means he's actually healing and on the mend.
Sorry, I may have missed. Was it your buddy that got shot or something?
Shanked.
Oh, shanked. Yeah, no, I remember seeing the article that he got shot. I don't remember, or sorry, shanked. I didn't really. So who was that did that? Was it like an angry ex-girlfriend or something?
No, we can talk about that later.
Oh, okay. It was probably Alicia.
No, it wasn't Alicia.
She seems like she could be a shanker under the right circumstances. She could give someone a good shanking.
Yeah, I think she could give somebody a good shanking. Not me though. She loves me.
Well, she probably would at some point because apparently you give her a shanking all the time.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do something like that.
Or the poor lady doesn't have any recovery time. Why don't Canadian brewers make nice glasses? Like Duvel have a super nice glass. I think there's some brewers that make nice glasses. They're usually expensive as fuck, but
well, no, you're right. None of the big Canadian brewers really do, because you know what? Sleeman knows you're going to drink their beer regardless of what glass you put it in. Bud knows you're going to drink their beer. Moosehead knows you're going to drink their beer. Nickelbrook had the beautiful big goblet.
yeah, I had that and I broke it.
Goblet. Did you? That's sad.
Yeah.
Mash Paddle does the fish bowl. Mash Paddle has a really nice one. There are a lot of breweries that do Tekus and Fekus, and there are a lot of really nice breweries that do really nice glasses. There was a Thistle glass from Inocente as well, and a Thistle glass is what you would normally drink a wee heavy or a Scotch ale out of, and Inocente, did a lot of Scottish inspired beers. He did get his degree in fucking. Well, he's a scientist, is what he was. He was a yeast scientist, and he got his degree in Scotland. And he actually had a Super Thistle glass, which was beautiful. And I wish I saw it. But yeah, this is an Archibald glass, not a nice glass at all. Really, it's just your average beer glass, but it is what it is. What else do I have here? I have a Guinness glass that was sent to me by the same company, the company I ordered my beer from in the south, so Marché Turenne. And I also have it's actually a nice glass, though it's frosted, which is unfortunate, so I can't really use it for reviews. But it's a glass from Kronenberg 1664. But you are right; none of the big companies make a nice glass. They don't. Actually, if you go down to it, the Molson had a Molson M and Molson 67 both had beautiful flutes. Molson M's flute was a beautiful little bottom, just a little bubbled out bottom, and then completely straight and straight up. It was just it was like a test tube. Molson M made a test tube glass, and Molson 67 was a regular flute that flared out. And those were both very nice glasses from a big company. Molson Canadian also made the boot. They made the big red boot that you could get. Another big company that makes really nice glasses is Hoegaarden. Hoegaarden's pint glass that you can murder somebody with. You could get in a bar fight and murder like 6 or 7 people with that glass before it broke.
Yeah, nice. I am drinking my Canuck Pale Ale out of a dead elephant glass. So I'm classy like that.
In there. Oh, Railway City.
Good old Railway City. Good friends of Chad's until he broke their hearts by saying their beer was not a good value. And now it is a better value because you can get Double Dead Elephant in a can, and it's a much better value.
How that worked, eh? But I made my comment, and I was the only one who rage quit because I was in a conversation with 4 people, and the 4 people I was in a conversation with were all legitimate writers in the beer industry. Jordan St. John, Robin LeBlanc, Stephen Beaumont, all those type of people, and Miranda. So they were all in the comment stream that I made, and I'm the only one he came after because I was the nobody that was just the YouTube guy.
Yeah, and I mean, like, let's be honest. I mean, Double Dead Elephant, it's always been a good beer, but it was like crazy expensive. Like, especially back in the day, it was like fucking $15 for a double IPA or something like that. Like, it was really expensive. It came in a beautiful bottle. Like, I've still got some of the old bottles. They're beautiful, but if my dog's having an argument with one of the other dogs. What are you barking at? But anyway, I mean, it was a nice beer to buy like one a year or something, and get the new bottle for your collection. But yeah, you definitely didn't want to like buy a bunch of them. I'm gonna go figure out. Okay, the dogs are having. My dog's having a barking fest with a dog on another floor. Arnold, what you doing,
and you
buddy?
live in Toronto, which means somebody's going to get angry.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves. Technically, we're not even allowed to use our balconies. They've closed our balconies because they're not safe. But I don't seem to care.
Oh, because of COVID?
No, it has nothing to do with COVID. It has to do with we have glass balconies, and apparently they're not properly secured. So a company has to come in to secure them properly. But in order to do that, they have to come into our units and do it from the inside. And because of COVID, they're not supposed to do it yet because it's not social distancing. So as a result, we basically got sent a note. We're like, yeah, City of Toronto says you can't use your balcony, so don't use it. And then people are like, all right, I'm going to use it. They're like, we don't care. We're not going to enforce it. We're not going to enforce it. We're just telling you you're not supposed to use it. So it's all good.
So we've done our due diligence. Now, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they give a shit. Now, I feel bad for actually my in-laws because their apartment building, they're having the whole that side of their thing replaced. So all their balconies are being completely torn down and replaced. So they're basically going to board up their door to get to their balconies, and they will not be able to access them for 2 months, which will suck. Ooh, you got some Bud Light Radler there.
No, I have 2 left that I'm going to drink tonight. And,
there you go.
I think Guy's here.
Ooh, Guy. I'm going to go see go guide the dog in a better direction. 1 second. Yo. What's up, buddy?
Oh,
what's going on?
Squeezing the hole. That was good steak.
How did you take your steak?
Upstairs.
Well, no. What was it? Medium well? Medium well?
Medium rare. If there's no blood, you don't get any powers from the animal.
Yeah, I like mine between medium and medium well. I don't like it well done. I don't mind it being pink. I just don't want it to bleed onto the plate.
I like it screaming.
Alicia's brother likes blue rare. He basically throws it on the grill for 15 seconds aside and then pulls it off.
This is chewy as fuck.
And he actually counted. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm done.
Might as well just run in the field and like use a lighter and a cow just bite it.
I agree. What's going on? How's Ottawa treating you, sir?
Oh, St. Albert, it's quiet here. Working at home, I don't see many things.
I still think you should come work in Tavernito.
I'd probably like all the raw meat there.
There's lots of raw meat you could have. There's lots of caribou. There's lots of wolf. There's lots of polar bear.
And the other kind of raw meat I like.
Yeah,
yes,
anyway.
there's that too.
Guy wants to go and impregnate some Inuits up there.
I wouldn't like that. Like one day in there, already got kids. It's like, what the fuck?
So my buddy just posted today, the one that we were talking about there, Greg. Apparently, in the week he's been down south, he's had 15 surgeries in his right lung.
Jesus Christ! I didn't realize he was that badly shanked.
Well, it was 9 times in the back.
Jesus Christ, man! Dude's lucky to be alive.
Yep.
Huh.
I guess I'll get a beer.
There you go, Guy. Guy usually just drinks whiskey.
beer,
He doesn't
Guy.
drink beer anymore.
What the fuck you talking about? I haven't had whiskey in a while. Oh no. Never mind. All right, I have.
In a while, he needs like 10 minutes.
8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 left from the 2-4, but
There you go. That means you drank 13.
I have like 40 beers left.
holy shit, that's loud.
Yeah, we were discussing this earlier
Yeah.
that apparently it's a lot louder for you guys. That was
Yeah,
a
so I have
dude on a
about
little
40
dirt bike.
Oh, there's about 20 dirt bikes here. The dirt bikes aren't much. It's mostly all ATVs that are all called Hondas. Everybody drives a Honda. I had another
Oh.
person come into the store today and go, do you have a Honda filter? I need a filter for my oil. I go, yeah, I have one Honda filter left. It's right here. She goes, oh, that's not going to fit my machine. I go, what are you driving? What size engine? She's like a 460. I quit. Okay, so you're not driving a Honda. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, 420, 540, 600. Those are the 3 Honda sizes. You don't have a Honda. I'm going to guess you have a Yamaha. Is it outside right now? Should we go look at it? She's like, no. I'm like, okay.
Hey, everyone's got
They're
a
not
nice
all
Honda.
Hondas.
Everyone's got a nice Honda.
They're not all Hondas. And you know what? I hate Can-Am. Can-Am is a big thing up here too. And I mean, like I said, my side-by-side I bought is a Can-Am. And I love the idea that I have a side-by-side coming up. I hate the idea that it's a Can-Am because it means it uses a BRP engine. I have no idea how to do anything on a Bombardier engine, which means I have to pay somebody a lot of money to do everything. The only good thing about actually buying a Honda over a Can-Am is I can take a Honda motor apart and put it back together. I can't do the same thing with a BRP motor.
Why don't you just get Boychuk to do it for you, and then he'll overcharge you?
I'd have to pay like $1,400 to get Boychuk here.
No, I thought he would just come join you out of the goodness of his heart.
No, Georgie, at his house.
Do you have any pubs up there, Chad?
No.
Do you have any restaurants up there?
There is a restaurant. It's been closed since COVID-19's first shutdown back in February for us.
Okay, and what kind of restaurant is it? Is it like a nice place, or like what is it, fast food, or?
It's amazingly nice when you consider what else is up here, which is nothing.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, fair enough. But like, is it like by night?
It's like cafeteria food, right? It's burgers and fries, sandwiches, pizza, finger foods, salads.
Can't even get pizza to go? Like fully shut down?
You can get pizza to go. You can get pizza to go and bring it home and eat it. It's really good pizza. It is like $60 for a large pizza.
You just tell yourself you ordered wings and you lost the wings, so you don't feel so bad.
They have wings too.
Oh,
How much is wings? $50?
I was gonna say, I imagine the price.
It's wings and fries, and I think it's $14.
That's really not that much worse than Toronto pricing.
It's just baby.
No,
baby.
Some of the stuff is okay. I mean, when we go as a family, right? We go as the 5 of us. It's like $100 for the 5 of us, and sorry, the four of us. It's $100 for the four of us. I'm
Yeah.
adding an extra kid. I'm thinking Aiden's here with us like he was supposed to be. But yeah, when we go as the four of us, it's like $100, and that's about average of buying a meal at an actual restaurant in the South, other than McDonald's. Actually, it's pretty on par close to McDonald's now too, when you think about it. As a family afford a McDonald's, you're spending close to $40 or $50 nowadays.
I don't know if you can talk about this online, and if we can't, we'll talk about it later. But is your kid coming up to join you, or like your Aiden? I mean,
He's still we shouldn't talk about that online. All I'll say is he's still in the group home right now. He has another plan of care meeting later this week.
okay,
I don't know what their plan of care is because they are not involving me in these phone calls.
that's nice of them to not involve the parent in the phone calls. But
Well, I'm the nobody parent that lives in Quebec that used a lot of government pull and resources to try and get them up here, and then she got the okay to send them to the group home, so she just sent them to the group home instead of sending them up here.
well,
Uh,
in the interest of not getting this chat taken down, I will not give any opinion on this situation whatsoever.
Okay, and I'll stop talking about it, and we'll drink the Bud Light backwards.
no, I was gonna say next time we talk to me, it better says Guy says hello.
Oh, there you go. He says hello.
Okay, Guy, I'll do that.
Good boy.
We have a very important discussion to talk about. Okay, this is the future of your son. No, wait, hold on a second. Guy says hello. We need to acknowledge that. Guy actually is going to broadcast live because he wants to say hello.
Yes. That's the most important thing. Whatever situation, blah, blah, you call me, I'm going to broadcast to whatever, who you are. I guess he says hello.
I really do feel that'll solve most of your problems, Chad.
Except for your Trump. And then I'll tell you, go suck on a giant whale stick.
Except for Trump. I just found out my local Walmart now sells beer. How exciting.
Nice. Anything good?
Well, my wife sent
Yeah.
me a very quick photo that looks like they're sold out of most of their shit. Hold on, I'll post it in the.
The ones in Ottawa, it's pretty much shit. Shit overpriced.
Yeah, kind of. There's some green can that says IPA on it. I guess I'm gonna ask my wife if she.
The
She's
green
probably gone
still
bastard.
there?
Probably not.
Did you get a chance to try the green bastard, Chad?
No, I never had the green bastard.
Why does that sound like a familiar beer? Like I may have had that before.
The green bastard is one of the Trailer Park Boy beers.
Oh yes, okay, I have had that one. It was okay from what I remember.
Wellington beer. It's a welly.
Oh, you gotta have a welly now and then. Yeah, what did I think of the
Look
green
at all
bastard?
this.
I gave it a 7 out of 10, and I said, not bad, not great, fairly generic IPA. That's my official review.
That's good score.
Let's see, friends check-in. What did Jason Bowes gave it? A decent 7 out of 10. Some guy, I don't know who he is, gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Ashley Sexton, he gave it a 2.25 out of 5. That's a 4.5 out of 10. That Ashley Sexton, harsh. And then Jace Westcott, our good friend, gave it a 3.25, so 6.5 out of 10. And our good friend Devin King gave it no rating because he doesn't do that. I ran into Devin randomly. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say that Devin does the. I work in the brewing industry now as a brewer. I can't rate things anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I ran into him randomly. What was it? Well, at this point, probably about a year ago. Actually, it was literally right before your beer fest. I went to Cayman Kettle to get a few things, and Devin was there. And I asked him, "Are you going to go to the Albino Rhino Beer Fest?" And he says, "No, I can't." He was doing some stuff, but he was he's looking good. I guess he's Yeah, I don't know who he's working for now. Is he? He's not still working for Nicente, is he?
Last I heard, he was at Abe Herb with his buddy Craig, because Craig and him became really good friends at Inocente, and then Craig got hired on at Abe Herb as the brewmaster, and he tried to pilfer Devin from no, Devin was at Nickelbrook at that time, but he tried to pilfer Devin from Nickelbrook, and it succeeded. I don't know if he's moved on from there to somewhere else, because like I said, the only brewery I really know that has almost no movement is GLB.
Yeah. I mean, good for them. Well, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with that the owner and the head brewmaster, I think, are like childhood friends. So hopefully,
I
I mean,
guess
good for them.
I got my new Nooks today. You have Nooks over there?
Oh, there you go.
What the fuck is a nook?
It's a sexy slipper.
Sexy slipper. There we go.
Nook. Sounds like a warm vagina too.
I've honestly never even heard of Abe Herb before. I'm just looking at their website now.
Hey,
I'm
Burb,
like,
Jamie talks about that all the time.
do that? I don't
Abe
listen to
Herb,
what
beer is
other
his
people
middle
say.
name.
I read a few Abe Burbs.
Abe Herb. Beer is his middle name.
I thought it was Run and Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, clever. I've never. I don't think I've had anything from these guys before. I'll have to check them out at some point.
Yeah, they asked me to join their mailing list so they could send me free samples. I joined their mailing list, and in like 2 years, they didn't send me anything. Like, you guys fucking suck.
We lost a mailing
But
list.
no, they make pretty good beer. What they are is they're a lot like Big Rig. They're a brew pub that makes beer that they sell to the LCBO.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find the brew box. Did the brew box go out of business?
I have no clue because I never found the brew box to be a value that I wanted to deal with.
Well, the brew box started doing like a bottle shop where they would sell you beer from every company they worked with, which was amazing. And there was always like 30 or 40 beers I wanted to get from them. So I was using them as that before I left. And then I was going to go order a bunch of stuff from them, send them to my in-laws' house, and get my in-laws to send it up to me in the flat rate boxes. But they don't seem to exist anymore.
At least Bruja ships now, so you can get Bruja beers.
Could I? That would be something interesting.
Get the fucking crazy adventure packs from Quebec and crazy shit. Like, holy shit. No, get out of there with $100 easy.
Now, Chad,
Well,
I'm going to throw this
thing
out
is,
there. Go ahead.
I was going to say I have to only get things that are canned. That's my only
They got
stipulation because
Quebec has cans. Don't worry about that.
I know Quebec has cans. I buy stuff from Marche Touraine all the time, but I'm just saying, like, I have to buy canned goods because of the fact that, just the fact that that's what we get up here.
Your Marche, they don't sell like craft cans, eh? It's just like a urine.
No, Marche Touraine sells craft. I got a bunch of craft here. All that stuff from Boreal I've been drinking, all that stuff has been from Marche Touraine. What I do is, and also Marche Touraine will charge you $5 to do it, but they'll go into another store and buy you your stuff. So but whatever you spend at the other store, you have to spend at least 40% from their store at the same time. So, like, I will usually buy a case of beer from them. What we do is you can buy a 2-4 beer a week from them. So if we're buying beer, I'll buy a case of beer. Alicia will buy a case of beer. My case of beer will be craft beer. Hers will be macro. We'll usually get like a dozen donuts sent up from Tim Hortons. We'll get some hot sauces sent up. Sometimes we send them to the Sack to get some beers for us. It all matters what we want. So they will go to other stores. It's just every stop costs you an extra $5.
I just heard I got some hot sauce from Casada, ghost pepper sauce. I just put that shit on everything.
Nice.
Yep, and then Guy poops himself.
I poop in the toilet, but next to
I didn't
explosion.
poop myself because of hot sauce. I sneezed and shit myself. That's the world I'm in now. That's how old I am now.
I wonder how many mosquitoes you pooped
yesterday,
out. I bet you eat a bunch.
Well, at our age, you fart, then you just wipe your ass right after. And what happened?
I've had that before too, but that's not actually shitting yourself. This was I was outside with the wife and the dogs. I took a toke of one of my joints. I sneezed after my toke, and when I sneezed, I hit myself, and I was like, "Oh, oh God!" I just hit myself. And Alicia was like, "What?" I'm like, "I gotta go. Hold this." I ran.
How far were you from the house?
No, we were right outside the house. We were standing outside with the dog.
You just pull your pants, let it drop.
No, there's too many people that would have seen that.
Yeah, Chad, you should have just given your wife your underwear and be like, hold this for me, honey.
I think I'm going to make a shed. I wanted to buy a sea canister and throw it outside the house, but I don't know how long we'll be here. And there's a lot of free wood around. I think I'm building a shed to put my skidoo and my side by side in, and the kids' fucking bike and everything else.
Well, there you go. That totally won't get stolen.
Wonder how
It
much
won't
a
get stolen. It'll be inside the shed.
storage container is probably
A
5,000.
storage container costs about $1,000 if you buy it in the south. If you're buying it up here, you do it when Sealift comes in, but it costs you about $3,200.
That's a lot more.
For 1,000, it's like
Yeah.
a fucking cabin. It's like, why not?
Well, that's the thing. In the south, when our garage in Welland was dying, I was going to just buy a sea canister and get it just dropped where my garage was because it would have been the same size. And then I had a garage again for $1,000 instead of $10,000. But then we sold the house and moved, so somebody else can deal with that.
Yeah, it's Ashley Sexton's problem now.
Yeah. I miss Ashley. I miss talking to him. He
I'll
used to
miss
come by
him.
once a week and chat.
Yeah, now
he's
Ashley
doing
Sexton doesn't
Metallica
come by at
music.
all. That's because he's listening to
Fucking
Metallica Monday.
Monday.
It's a very
Fuck
important
Metallica
time.
Monday.
Very important time of the day. Now comes the time that I need you guys to carefully consider: should I have another beer?
I'm
Yes, you
drinking.
should.
What excuse you have to not drink a beer? Just don't.
Well, I want to be able to perform sexually for my wife.
Just
But
use your head.
And again, I've only had 3 beers, so I should probably be okay. So
I'm at 7 right now, and I still wanted to perform for my wife, and I don't think that's going to happen unless I'm just licking.
well, it's sometimes that's all I want is a good licking.
What the fuck? We're talking about dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're talking about dogs.
That's good coffee.
That was a good beer.
Coffee, beer. I was like, I don't know if I want to buy a 2 for coffee beers. It's going pretty good. The owner was pretty happy because he had 2 cases left. I guess it's been out for a while. It's like, I want to sell it. Fine, I'll buy you a case. 46
What was it?
bucks. Oh, it took the
What did
brew.
you buy?
Took the brew St. Nicholas coffee porter.
I've had 1 or 2 Took beers. I had them with my father, and they were actually pretty good. Last beer for me of the night will be Bud Light Strawberry Lemonade.
Is that the same box? Or is that a mixed pack?
What do you mean? No, I ordered this from Marche Terrain. I ordered 2 cans, one to review and one to drink.
Oh, yes.
Excuse me.
Have you been talking with Greg for like an hour?
Greg came in about half an hour before you did, so I was by myself for about half an hour. Then I had Greg here for a half hour. Now I've had both of you.
Excellent. So
And
what's
I'd like to talk to the people viewing, but the people viewing don't talk to us anymore. They're like, yeah, we're just going to sit here silently and just listen, which I don't understand. Why would you want to just listen? Be a part. We do try and keep you guys involved. Just be a part. Talk. Chat.
What's
Ask
the
questions.
what's the latest stories from the store?
Nothing I can talk about live.
Any good?
You know, I
stuff?
do sign a very, very thorough non-disclosure pact. So once we go offline, we can talk about that stuff.
You could have just said that I farted at work, and then be like, "Oh, that's a good story."
No, but I did take a shit in the washroom at the main store, and I didn't spray, and I just left the door open, and I heard somebody go into the storage room later on and go, "What the fuck's that smell?" And I just giggled to myself, like, yeah.
It did happen once where I worked. I won a game of Battleships. Like I just sat down. The guy beside can hear like it just ran out almost. I won.
The other good one was there was a pregnant lady trying to use our washroom a few days ago, and I was taking a dump in there, and I heard the big boss talking, right, like the boss of the main store, and she's like, "Somebody's in the washroom. I don't know who, so you're gonna have to wait." And I'm giggling as I'm wiping, going, "Yeah, I'm not spraying shit for this." And then I left, and she went in, and I could just hear her go. Like,
Vroom vroom.
yeah, that was a vroom vroom, all right. Everybody
Oh, I am having a Space Invader, mainly because I have a bunch of them. So
You always have that. It's
I'm
like,
having
we bought a
Bud
case.
Light.
I do. I bought the
Lemonade.
case because the case is cheap.
How much is that case?
$60 for the case of you get 25 tall boys.
Hmm.
And
We love you too, Faisal.
yeah, Faisal Gamel loves us. That's nice.
Is it Faisal or is it like Faisal?
I don't know.
Faisal.
Yeah, no, I buy
Funny.
Bone Shaker and Space Invader by the case because they're cheap at the brewery.
So up here, right, living up here, so many people tell me their names and they're like, how can you not pronounce my name? Like there's so many names that are just filled with so many Q's and so many vowels and everything, and I can't pronounce them. And then they go, well, what's your name? And I'll tell them my name, and they can't get McGee at all. They can't get that last name. They don't understand it.
Can they say-
McGee, that's
so
literally
they
the
can't-
most. It's literally the most white last name there is.
So they can't say Gee.
So the bylaw
McGee.
guy who you have to go to the bylaw guy every time you're going to order beer from the south and get it sent to you, right? Because they have to say this house and this person is allowed to pick this up. So every time you do that, you have to go to the bylaw guy, and every time you have to write your name down on the sheet and all that. And Alicia would always be like McGee, and he's like McGee. What the hell do you want? McGee, and he just never did. And it was always funny, and like there is so many names I can't pronounce up here, and when I try to pronounce them, I just murder them. But I laugh every time that I can't pronounce their names and they get angry, but they can't pronounce McGee. It makes me giggle.
Like McGee is just the standard white person name. Like, you see a girl with big tits. It's like, hey, there's Big Tits McGee.
Thanks for that. I mean, it's great to know that my Irish name becomes the stereotypical name.
Listen, I'm sorry, but it's stereotypical white name. It is what it is. Yeah, I actually really wish that you and Guy would get married, so Guy could be Guy McGee.
And just go for adoption.
I'll adopt you, Guy.
Oh, there you go, Chad. You need another kid.
He just wants Greg just wants me to hear me say, "You call me. I call you, Daddy."
Yes, I do. I feel Nick could be your mommy. Call Nick mother and call Chad daddy.
Well, I mean, I've had Bubba call me daddy, so.
Which one's Bubba? Oh yeah, Bubba's one of your Ottawa friends.
Arn Pryor, friends. Arn Pryor, sir.
Oh, okay. He's not one of your House of Wayward boys.
Prior
that's
to
the
the
Niagara
armpit.
region.
Oh, Jesus, ZZ Top.
These lenses are so fucking dirty. The 11-fingered wonder keeps getting What else do I have up here? I have the chest holder for my GoPro.
Oh, there you go. You got to hold those chests.
I have a rock for some reason.
Because why not?
I have my Father's Day bear.
Man, I wish I'd come up to
Um,
Niagara when you were having your fire sale. You're selling a lot of stupid old shit.
I have my 360 camera.
I wish I'd taken your old kegerator.
Oh, I sold that for like nothing.
Yeah, you
And
did. I wanted it, but I couldn't come up to Niagara and get it fast enough because I think you wanted it sold like in a day.
That's when Christy had forced the sale of the house, and I just had to get rid of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get up right away because it was like fucking like you were selling for like $100 or something like that.
Yeah, and I even threw in the 2 CO2 tanks.
Yeah. Then again, one of those things they seem like they're kind of a pain in the ass to look after. Did you find it was a pain to like clean all the lines and shit? Because I'm lazy. I don't like to do that shit.
It wasn't per se a pain in the ass. The pain in the ass came from the fact that your drunk friends would use it and wouldn't know how to shut the tap off properly, because the tap has to get pushed all the way back or it continues to leak.
Ah.
But yeah, you only really clean the line whenever you're changing the keg, unless the keg's been on for a while and you want to clean it halfway through. But we never had a keg last long enough for it to matter that the line is dirty.
See, that would be my problem. Is I don't have that many people over at my place, so basically, whatever keg was on, I would be drinking myself. So yeah.
Well, I mean that works for you if you go to GLB, you buy a 10 or 20 liter keg of something you really like, you put it on, and then you have 40 pints of it, right? So you drink that, and then you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's probably what I would do. Is I'd go over to local breweries and just buy whatever the smallest keg they have is.
Yeah, you'd buy their 20 or 30. You don't need a 50.6. I mean,
Yeah.
the 50.6 just lasts too long. A 20 would last us about a week.
But that would be how many people approximately? 5 or 6?
Well, sometimes I could do a 20 in a week by myself, but I'm an alcoholic, so.
Oh, fair enough. But I mean, I probably could too, but it just wouldn't be healthy for me to do so.
Well, back then I was like 320 pounds and didn't care what I did, right? I'm getting back close to that 320, so I got to start getting back into it, because I was down to 240 when I started dating Alicia, and now I'm up at 290. So I have to do something. She made me gain 50 pounds.
No, try some intermittent fasting. It works pretty well.
I just pass out if I don't eat fucking eat food.
Although right now, like people are thinking I'm like losing weight in COVID. It's like, yeah, because I'm just not eating that much, and partially because I've been sick for the last few weeks, but I'm not eating that much, and then I'm just running, so I'm just keeping.
My biggest problem is that I'm always around food, right? Like if I'm working at the main store or I'm working at my store, I'm just around food, and a lot of the food at my store is junk food. So if I go, fuck, I'm hungry, what am I getting? I'm getting like fucking pizza pockets, or I'm getting chocolate bars, or this or that, and I'm like, I really shouldn't be eating this shit, but this is all I have to choose from.
Do you guys have taquitos?
We do.
Oh shit! I'm surprised Nick hasn't moved up there with you.
When I was trying to find people to move up here, Nick wasn't doing much at the time. He hadn't gotten his job where he is now. And I sent him. I'm like, you want to come up here? We're looking for people. Just crickets. Chirp,
I
chirp.
don't think Nick's the kind of guy. I mean, I'm not either, so I'm not necessarily criticizing Nick, but I'm just saying like Nick doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would up and leave. Like I think Nick's too comfortable like in his area and stuff like that.
No, I
He-
get that, but
Nick is a very safe guy.
I sent out to a bunch of people. Like I sent out to a large group of people. I sent out to people that I knew weren't doing much or were looking for a new start and stuff like that, and everything else. And I also sent to just friends I wanted to have up here. And the only people that showed any interest at all was fucking Radar and Gee.
I
Yeah.
just like a new job, so like, could that be before then?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what Mr. Gee's up to, but I mean, it always strikes me that Radar could probably use the fresh start because he doesn't seem like he's doing much.
It's not working.
No, like and before he was working like a Babies R Us or something, which is work is work, but I mean, he could probably make a lot more money up there and save a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not for everyone. Like some people don't want to do something like that. I mean, I don't think I would. I mean, I'm pretty happy where I am now, but ooh, titties. Sorry. It's always amazing how girls with low-cut shirts look great when you're looking at them down from the 5th floor balcony.
See with the spotlight. Oh,
Excuse me,
Hey,
Matt.
we are offline. Thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye.
Penis.